Hi guys and welcome. Today we're going to make a beautiful memory wire bracelet with these stunning amazonite gemstone beads. As you can see, there's a variety of colors in those, but they're all earthy tones, a bit of a beachy vibe, and I'm mixing them with antique bronze, so some charms there and some spacer beads. So the tools you're going to need today is, look, normally with memory wire, you would have memory wire cutters, but this one's not too thick, so we can just use our normal cutters for that one. I work with 2 flat nose pliers. If you've only got one, that's fine. It's to do the jump rings, and I'll show you later. But if you only had one of them, you could work it with your round nose pliers as well. All right, so let's start with the end. Now I like to normally work with 2 to 3 loops, and you can change your mind as you go along. So start with 3 to 4 loops I usually like. So start with 4, and you can always scale it back when you've got your beads on there. So let's first of all start the end. So we want to make a loop at the end, and it also acts as a bead stop. So we get our chain nose pliers, just work it back a little bit first before we turn it over. And then I usually go about halfway up, and then you start forming your loop. Now it is a bit firmer to work with than normal wire because it is memory wire, so it's been hardened to stay in shape. But what I'm doing, I'm just pulling that loop back a bit and then tucking the end in. So bring the end right around till it touches the wire like that. You can see that. And then we're going to butt a bead up against that should cover that end, but that end's not going anywhere. So we start with one of our spacer beads. It's got a little bit bigger hole, and what I was saying before, it will cover up the end of that wire. Just like that. Now there's no real pattern to this. I might go 5 beads and then a spacer bead, or actually I might go 4 beads and then a spacer bead, and just mixing the colors through just randomly. Because you don't want all light together then all dark together. You want it to be a little bit of a contrast. Now the memory wire beads, they do take a little bit more beads than a normal bracelet because they're wrapping around your wrist a couple of times. So start with 2 strands. You won't need the whole 2 strands, but it's just a measure to say, well, depending on how many wraps you want to do, start with 2 strands. And you don't have to just work it with the one bead type. You can go all different sizes, different types. You can have a bit of a soup mix of glass beads, gemstones, acrylics. You can go all acrylic beads. It's whatever you've got basically in your stash if you want to have a go at these. Now the memory wire I do have in my shop too, so I will put a link below if you're looking to purchase some memory wire to have a go at these. But you should be able to get them at basically any of your craft or jewelry stores. I would say apart from the elastic bracelets, these are one of the most comfortable to wear, and they're so easy to get on and off. You've got no clasp to do up or undo. You just wrap it on and off you go. So I'm going 4 gemstones and then a spacer bead on that. And the memory wire is also easy to thread on because it's like a stiff component and it goes straight through your bead. Just be careful, you can get some, rather than round memory wire like this, you can get flat ones. Sometimes you'll need a bigger whole bead if using those. Normally your gemstone beads will have a 1 mil hole. So when picking your size wire, make sure that you take your bead hole size into consideration. So as you can see, it's forming very nicely. I twisted it a bit there, but anyway, we're back. Very relaxing threading beads too. It's probably something you don't need your mind. You can actually switch off, so you can put some music on. Do it in front of TV. Unless you had beads that you were making a certain pattern with, then you really don't have to think about it too much at all. As you can see, the beautiful colorings in the amazonite beads. And it teams well. Look, it'd team well with silver. I probably wouldn't put gold with it, but it also teams well with the antique bronze as I'm working with today. But you could try the gold with it. I don't work a lot with gold. It's got a real beachy vibe to this one. So it would go well with jeans and a, you know, white t-shirt, casual wear, natural colors. Team it with anything really. It would certainly be a bracelet you would wear a lot. So this one will be going in my Etsy shop, guys. So if you want to check it out, I'll put a link below in the description box. I've only mainly got earrings in there at the moment, so I am rebuilding my bracelet stash to put more bracelets and necklaces over there. The trouble is, once I share a photo on Facebook, they're sold straight away. So I won't share this one on Facebook. I'll put it in my Etsy shop. You know, as we're coming up to we're in October, so people are starting to look around for gift ideas for people as well. I think year on year, I don't know about you guys, but people just get harder and harder to buy for. So handmade is always better because you can get something made or custom made by somebody for that specific person. So now I'm just going to put a last bead on there, spacer bead, and then I'm going to make sure I'm pulling it firm so there's no space between the beads. And I, rule of thumb, like to leave about a finger length to do my loop, so I'll go just shy of that. And with my round nose pliers, again, work it around. You may need to turn it and tuck it. So as you can see, you can tuck it into that larger hole bead and it just tidies it up. So when you put your charm on there, it's not going to slip off. Now with our charms, we'll get a little antique bronze jump ring. I think these ones are 6mm. And they're called unsoldered jump rings. So as you can see, it's open. They don't always come open like that, but they'll be together, but you can simply open them up. Now to open them up, rule of thumb jump rings, you always twist towards yourself. You never pull out because it'll weaken the integrity of the jump ring. We go through our charm and through our end loop on our bracelet. And then with your flat nose pliers, back together until you should hear a little click. Until, as you can see, I hope you can see that, there's no gap there. And now on the other end, and I'm doing the same charm on both of these, which is just an antique bronze leaf. And they're a good charm, rather than putting, say, a love heart or a word or something like that. They're a good generalized charm that would suit anybody's taste. But there you go, guys. Amazonite gemstone beads, absolutely stunning they are. You're with your memory wire bracelet, you just wrap it around your wrist like that. So comfortable to wear. You've got your charms underneath there. You know, you could do two loops like that. I like the 3, which is when you're counting your wire, you basically go 1, 2, 3, nearly 4. Like I cut some off, remember, like I've cut this piece off. So go your 4 loops and then you can tailor it back to suit yourself. Some people's wrists are bigger than others, so you want your charms pretty well much, if you can see, they're sort of down at the same. So when you're wearing them, if I put that back on, when you're wearing them, they're both hanging down like there, and you don't have one up here and one down there. I just think it just tidies it up and looks better when you're wearing it. But how easy is that to get on and off? And it's really something that everyone should have in their you know, in their jewelry, sitting in their bedroom to just throw on and wear. Absolutely stunning little bracelet. But thanks, guys. I hope I've inspired you to have a go at these. They are super easy, really. You know, you don't have to tie off any ends or crimp any beads or anything like that. All you got to do is just your loop on the end, which is relatively very easy, especially for beginners. But have a go at that, guys. And I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks, guys, and bye.